Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Akakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone that rule well. And peace and salutations to the elect of Israel, to you I say Shalom. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the flock of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Alright, this lesson is going to go into, Esau knows his judgment is coming from the chariots of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, man. They know it, man. They act like and they talk like it's not, or that they're gonna rule forever, but it's impossible. Let me see real quick. Let me get a precept from the book of Psalms 49:11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names, right? This is what they truly believe, their inward thought, but it's not going to go down like that. And it's according to prophecy. It's according to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. He declares the end from the beginning. The end has already been declared. It's already been written. It's been revealed. All right, this is Revelation 12:7. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought against his angels, right? And that dragon is referring to Esau. Now, when you go into Christianity, with these wacky tacky Christians believe that this is when Satan was cast out of heaven, and that fallen angel, false doctrine. That's false. And if you read it, if you continue reading on, it proves that is false, man. All right? And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven, right? And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He cast him out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with them. Right? This is talking about the great war in heaven that's going to take place, man. Right? This hasn't happened yet, basically. Verse 10, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, if this happened, if this is what the wacky tacky Christians were talking about fallen angels, this would be written about in Genesis, but it's not. Verse 10, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Mashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. Right? This is talking about salvation and the end of Esau's rulership, man. Right, because Esau ruled in complete wickedness and tyranny. Right, so once the Lord puts Esau down, the Lord's going to reign in his stead, and we're going to reign under him, joint heirs. All right, so again, this hasn't happened yet. So this proves that this isn't talking about fallen angels, because after Esau is put down, it says, after that, the loud voice came in heaven saying, now is come salvation. Nobody has been saved yet, so it's impossible for this to be talking about fallen angels and things of that nature, man. Verse 11, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, meaning that this happens after Yahweh Shai, was crucified. So it can't be talking about fallen angels, man, because that's the blood of the Lamb. Yahweh Shai is the Lamb. And by the word of their testimony, their testimony meaning the elect, man. And they love not their lives until the death. Therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Right? Esau Edom knows he has a short time, and they known this for years, man. Right, their society is crumbling, their economy is crumbling. Shit, even the infrastructure is crumbling, man. This place is done with, man. Right, the Lord destroys nations little by little, and this nation is, you can see it, how rapidly the destruction is coming to this place, man. All right, this is a video from MSNBC. It says flashback Reagan's vision for unifying alien invasion. Right, this is when Ronald Reagan was president. He was talking to the UN, and he was asking, basically, saying, we'll all join forces if aliens came. But the true aliens are the chariots and the angels of Yahweh Shai, man. So when you see those chariots, or what Esau tells you, UFO sightings, all right, or when if you see UFO sightings, those are the chariots of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? They're not green guys with big black eyes, man. No, that's a lie. Esau tells you to put you to sleep.
President Ronald Reagan in 1987 said something that towed the line between deeply prophetic and deeply weird.
Deeply
and he said
prophetic.
It at the United Nations.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Ronald Reagan wishing
Yeah, they know they're facing an alien threat from outside this world, man. Right? And that time is coming, man. The alien threat is Yahweh Shai, Michael and the Archangel, Michael the Archangel, and the rest of the angels, man. Their time is now, man. Esau's time is up, and they know it. This is why Scripture talks about the devil having great wrath, because he knows he had but a short time. Revelation 12 and 12, that we just read. And we jump over to the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 13. I'll start from the top real quick. I'm going to breeze through this, Lord willing. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And that man that waxed strong is Yahweh Shai, man. Right? Every knee shall bow in his presence, man. And nobody's going to be proud when Yahweh Shai is on the scene, man. Nobody's going to try to exalt themselves. No, even animals are going to bow down, man, because they're going to understand the spirit, man. When you won't see a lion or trying to roar at Yahweh Shai, man, it won't happen, man. Every knee is going to bow. Because the great magnitude of the power and the aura he's going to exude, man. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, they all burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men, out of number, from the four winds of heaven, to subdue the men that came out of the sea. Right? Because Yahushua is coming in the midst of World War III. And just like Ronald Reagan said, how they would unify if they came across an alien invasion. That was prophetic, because that's out of the scriptures, man. But I beheld, and lo, that he graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. Right? The fathership is so large, it's gonna seem like a mountain. But Esdras was looking around, I was like, damn, there's no like missing mountain or hole anywhere. It's the fathership, man. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth that it has been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And all they were mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Right? I was going to destroy these armies, without holding weapons or nothing like that, man. Hey, and that's the power of the Lord, man. This is the power we serve, man. All you 2/3, or you idolaters, serving false powers, your power can't do what our power could do, man. Your God is false, man. Whatever God you serving, man, whether it be Esau, Allah, Buddha, whatever false God you serving, man, can't hold a candle to ours, man. I'm gonna jump down to verse 25. 2nd Esdras 13 and 25. This is the meaning of the vision Whereas thou sawest a man coming up from the midst of the sea, and that's talking about the sky, because the firmament divided the water from the waters. So in the midst of the sea, it's not talking about coming from the bottom of the ocean and coming up. It's really talking about coming out of the sky. Verse 26. This same is he whom the Most High, whom Yahweh the Highest hath kept a great season, which by his own self shall deliver his creature, and he shall order them that are left behind. And whereas thou sawest that out of his mouth there came a blast of wind, fire, and storm, and that he held neither sword nor any instrument of war, but that the rushing in of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him. This is the interpretation. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that dwell. Salakia. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. This sounds like war to me. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. And when all the people hear his voice, every man in their own land shall leave the battle they have one against another. Right, land fighting against land, man. This is world war. All right, it's just like Nixon said, how they were unified if they came across an alien. Actually, let me play this one more time.
On Earth because of the kumbaya effect it would have on relations.
To make us recognize. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Ronald Reagan wishing an alien invasion on Earth because of the kumbaya effect it would have on relations among nations. One of the truly weirdest things he ever said in public.
Yeah, an outside alien event to make y'all join together. This is what this is it right here. This is it right here. 2 13 and 33 again. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have one against another. And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. But he shall stand on top the mount of Salakia. But he shall stand upon the top of the Mount Zion. Right? Esau knows what time it is, man. And they been new. But the trick is to keep Jake asleep to try to upset prophecy, but they can't do it. They try to hide something and it's blowing up in their face. Go to Joel chapter 3, starting at verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Now there's two types of Gentiles in the scriptures. There's the natural born Gentiles, which are the heathens, and there's the Israelites who are in a Gentile state of mind. This is talking about the natural born Gentiles, which are the heathen nations. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into sword, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong. Yo, yeah, load up. Let's get ready for war. Grab any weapon you can. We're going to war. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen. Again, proving that the Gentiles in this scripture is talking about the heathen nation. Assemble yourselves together and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause my mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all heathen round about. Right? You know, this is wartime, because to beat your plowshares into swords. So the heathen's going to gather at the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is in the Middle East. And this is where the Lord will judge, man. Yahweh Shaphat, man. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full, the flats overflow. For their wickedness is great. Yeah, their sins have reached to the heavens, man. The Lord has remembered her sins. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. Right? This is the time we're coming into, man. And Esau knows this is the time we're coming into. This is why you starting to see that Karagma and the mark getting pushed out so heavily in mainstream media now, and the news and TV shows and things of that nature. Because this is their final. That's their final plan to try to upset prophecy, man. To try to give the incision to every Israelite so the Lord could have no one to save. That's his true goal. Because nobody's getting delivered that has the Karagman or the mark of the beast in them. So that's Esau's true goal, man. But it's not going to go the way he plans it, man. By him trying to upset prophecy, he's exactly fulfilling prophecy. The Lord got him in a trick bag. But I'm going to wrap it up with that. Lord, one, this lesson was edifying. Again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone that rule well. And peace and salutation to the elect of Israel. Until next time, I want to say Shalom and Abad Babal.